Hello, I have a message for you. And the message is you have the power. I want you to like this page and share it. And not with everybody, but share it with people of consciousness and people who are positive or who are looking for some answers on how to navigate this place where we are right now. Okay? You have something special, you have greatness in you. And I want to talk to you for just a few moments as I've been reflecting and thinking about and watching and observing what's going on. And not just in the world, but in my own life. And my twin brother and I, we're together, haven't been together since we were 19, but since his wife passed, 50 years and 6 months. I said, come on, brother. Went to Fayetteville, and he's here with me now. And just outside of Atlanta. And I said, we're going to finish life together. And it's such an honor to be able to take care of him and to be here for him. He is my hero. He's a Purple Heart. He served 2 tours in Vietnam and the Persian Gulf, jumped out of airplanes 176 times. So sometimes he needs assistance with a cane. And he's in as a result of the wounds that he sustained in Vietnam in a hospital in Japan for 3 months. But he came out. He's here because of God's grace and mercy. And I've just been reflecting on, as we're getting to know each other again, how different we are. Oh my God. He told me the other day I'm getting on his last nerve. I said, are you kidding me? Oh boy. This thing called life. Here's something I want to just comment on. There's so much going on. So much. The the media is saturated with all type of political statements and upheaval and divisiveness and Biden should step aside, all kind of stuff. And churches are engaged in all type of scandals from one end to the other. Just so much stuff going on. And here's what I know. The majority of stuff going on that's on television and on the internet, we can't do anything about that. We should go out and vote without any question and get other people to do that. But a lot of stuff is just not worth watching over and over and over again. It's so seductive. I, I was talking to a guy the other day who said that he wanted to speak and he had a great voice and just a nice guy. And so I asked him, I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 59. And he said, I'm going to go to a community gathering and do some networking. And he said, I'd like to talk with you in 2 weeks. I said, no. I said, I don't want to talk to you, sir. He said, why not? I said, you think I'll be waiting to get a phone call from you in 2 weeks about something you say that's important to you? I'm 79. Aurelia said in a part, perhaps you didn't read the memo, stop living like you have 1,000 years to live. Do you think, I don't even know you, that I would be sitting around waiting in 2 weeks for you to call me and say whether or not you're going to act on your dream? Let me share something with you. If there's something, ladies and gentlemen, you want to do it. Life has no duplicates. Do it and do it now. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. And a lot of people are living like that. A lot of people are so caught up in other people's stuff, their children, their family members, and friends. And they neglect themselves in the process. I was reading something today that Warren Buffett said that one of the most important single abilities that he attributed to his success that a lot of people have difficulty with. He said when someone asks him to do something, he says no quickly and says yes very slowly after he's thought about it. and if it's worth his time. Because when you say yes to somebody else's agenda, you're saying no to your stuff. And that's important. And let me share something with you. When you think about it, life is for living. It's for living, for loving and laughing and creating special moments. And when you look at all of the new kinds of crazies that we see now, where we are on constant alert and people are fighting over parking spots or road rage, or you go to a gathering and you don't know whether or not somebody might snap, been triggered, and pull out a gun. It's a different space. And so, in the midst of this, this is a message I want to share with you. Prioritize you, take care of you, focus on you. This stage of my life, at 79, God got a program for me. I'm not going to be a burden to my children. I'm going to take care of me so that I can take care of myself. And I remember the time that I thought people in their 40s were old. Now that I'm 79, come on, somebody, who does this? Oh my goodness. And what I realized is I've been focusing on peace, on harmony, on joy and love. It allows you to be able to continue to serve. It allows you to be able to live a life of contribution. It allows you to be able to maximize the impact that you were chosen out of 400 million sperm to come here to do. Most people die lives that don't even matter. After 2 weeks, the conversations about them have just ended because they did not have a life of impact, a life that made a difference. And I'm encouraging you, find that which you want to do, something that's in your heart, and focus on that. It does something to you. A lot of people in my age category, they're sitting around waiting to die. People with goals and dreams and living a life of consequence, they live longer. They have their cognitive abilities. They are able to think and be engaged and have positive relationships in projects that they're working on. This is a time that when you look at all the stuff that's going on, you have to ask yourself the question, what do I want to do with the time that I have left? A friend of mine called me and said, a friend of hers, her best friend, died at 32. Whoa. When I was young, we used to go to the funerals of old people. Now we're going to funerals of young people. Something's happened. Things have changed. Artificial intelligence is creating a special disruption, but all disruptions are pregnant with new possibilities. This is a time to work on your mind, work on your health. A person with their health, they have 1,000 dreams. A person without their health, they have only one dream. One, to get well. I read something about John Rockefeller. He said, when he looked at and reflected on his life, something changed for him. All of his hair fell out of his head and his eyebrows and everything. And they asked him what happened. He said, I was stressed out. And he said, I realized something, that when I had a sore throat, all the millions of dollars that I have, all the property that I have, all the power and influence that I had didn't mean anything. All I was concerned about was that sore throat. And that changed me. And he said, focus on you. Take care of your health so that you can still function, so that you can be involved in life. And here's something else. Spend less time with toxic, negative, energy draining people. There's some people, if you never saw them again, it'll be too soon. There are certain calls I don't even take anymore. No, I don't take them because it's not going anywhere. Those are want to calls. And I'm talking about, so, I know I shouldn't say this, but listen, There's some family members that you should never talk to again. You know what? Because family does not just mean blood connection. Family is someone that got your back. They care about you. You care about them. You can create special experiences together. And I have some friends who in my small circle who call me more than my children do. I'm not going to tell you her name is Madeline Haddock, but I have a friend that said, Madeline, I said, you know, I talk to you more than any of my children. You always call and check on me. She's a true friend for years. And so those are relationships you want to nurture. You can tell who will be there for you when you are doing good and when you're doing badly. It's interesting. It's interesting, this thing called life, because life be lifing, and you have to have a what if strategy. What are you talking about, Les? What are you talking about? What if? What if you got sick? How long will it be before it affects the quality of your life? What if you got sick and you needed some help and assistance? Who will be there for you? And let me share this with you. Live your life in such a way that you don't need to call anybody. Why? Because ain't nobody coming. I'm telling you. People have their own stuff. Life be lifing. And so I've been unleveling and letting things go and relationships go, because you have to ask yourself, what value does this bring to my life? Who should I count on? And who should I count out? And there's some people that they're always there when they need you, but when you need them, they can't be found. Or I would if I could. If I had it, I would help you out. No. Let me tell you something. I celebrate when I wake up in the morning. I got a chance and a choice. I'm cancer free, I'm debt free, and I'm drama free. Oh, behave, behave. And I'm saying to you, you have greatness in you. I'm saying to you, you have the power in you regardless of what's going on. You have the power within you to overcome it. And part of the process is retrain your thinking. Discipline and can take control of your mind. Don't focus on what you're going through or what has happened. Focus on where are you going. I'll give thee perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee. Where are you going? I'll give you all your eyes can see. Focus on the solution. Don't spend time talking to people about what happened to you. 80% don't care. 20% glad it's you and not them. And know what I'm talking about. I've been on the planet for 79 years. I've seen a thing or two. Oh boy. And the reason you're listening to me is because you know in your heart of hearts, I'm right. You know it. You know it. I'm not talking about believing what I'm saying. Believing is in the mind. We've been conditioned to be practical and logical and realistic. Make your life, as Helen Keller would say, a daring adventure. Find something outside of your comfort zone that you're going to go for, that you're going to focus on, that you're going to concentrate on. Why, Les? Because when you go outside of your comfort zone, you're going to discover things about yourself that you would never discover in your comfort zone. When you go outside of your comfort zone and you take on learning something that you don't know right now, I have a discipline. Every day, I make a point to learn something today that I did not know yesterday. When you go outside of your comfort zone, when you begin to bet on you, focus on you, you'll discover parts of yourself that you don't know right now. You're made in the likeness and image of God. You've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. Regardless of where you are, you have a power and a presence in you to come back. You got comeback power. I know what I'm talking about. I've been there, done that, and bought the T-shirt. I was at Cancer Centers of America. They call it City of Hope. How is it that you've been able to kick cancer's butt for 39 years? 39 years, fourth stage cancer. I said, because I've been focusing on my mind and eating like a silly wabbit. And I let go toxic negative energy draining relationships. I read a book called Who's the Matter with Me? There's a term in psychiatry called relational illness. I know what I'm talking about. There's some people that can make you sick. There's some people, when you distance yourself from them, it will improve your health and your peace of mind, and it will lower your stress level and anxiety. I'm telling you what I know. You have something special. You have greatness in you. Keep in mind that you were chosen. God had a lot of choices. You were chosen out of 400 million sperm. Bring something to the planet that was not here before. Your life is God's gift to you, and how you live your life is your gift to God. Mm. I hope you got some value of what I've just shared with you. You have something special. You've got greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye for now. Bye bye. Oh, behave.
Ladies and gentlemen, if your mornings feel frantic and your mind starts racing the moment you wake up, it's more than just fatigue. It's a sign you're misaligned. That tension you feel early on isn't simply a bad mood. It disrupts your momentum. When stress and pressure are the first things on your mind, that energy colors every choice you make, every task you face, and every person you interact with. But it doesn't have to be this way. Beginning your day with calm, clarity, and intention transforms everything. Your thinking becomes sharper. Instead of reacting to life, you begin to lead it. You move with purpose, with direction, and that's when progress is made, not in chaos, but in the calm before it. In a few moments, you'll learn how to create a peaceful, intentional morning routine, one that clears mental clutter, strengthens focus, and sets a positive tone for the day. A morning rooted in purpose. Each sunrise offers a decision. Start with direction or drift without it. Those who rise without purpose often fall into reaction. Their emotions shift based on headlines, weather, or someone else's priorities. They're pulled by the current, waiting for good things to happen, never steering toward a goal. They wake up late, scramble through their routine, and wonder why life feels unmanageable. But those who wake with intention live differently. They treat their mornings as meaningful. They reflect, visualize, journal, and plan. They remind themselves why they started. They fuel their inner drive. They don't wake just to end sleep. They wake to move toward a vision. They already know where they're headed because they've imagined it long before the day began. Clarity brings power, and that clarity is born in the stillness of morning. When the world is quiet and your thoughts are undisturbed, you can hear your inner voice, the one that speaks truth, the one that remembers your dreams. In this hour, you return to your core, away from outside expectations and distractions. Their mornings were not filled with noise, they were filled with resolve. They didn't wake up to react to the world, they woke up to lead their life. He woke up each day to shape his world. And that's what truly sets extraordinary lives apart from the ordinary. A life of greatness isn't built in sudden, dramatic events. It's formed through consistent daily choices. And among those, none are more important than how you begin your morning. Ask yourself honestly, what do your mornings say about your life? Are they chaotic, rushed, and without direction? Or are they calm, focused, and filled with purpose? Don't wait for inspiration to come from outside. Create mornings that inspire you from within. Before you rise tomorrow, take a moment to pause, close your eyes, and picture the kind of day you want. Imagine yourself moving with clarity, speaking with certainty, and acting with purpose. Feel the energy of your vision drawing you forward. Let that image guide your mindset. Then rise, not slowly or passively, but with urgency and intention. Because the world doesn't need more people drifting through life. It needs people who are alert, clear-minded, and on fire with purpose. You're the one steering the ship. Your morning is your vessel, and today is the sea. Choose your direction before the world chooses it for you. Now think about the impact of starting your day by reviewing specific, meaningful goals. Before the noise enters your world, before distractions scatter your attention, take a few quiet minutes to reconnect with what truly matters. That one act of intention, setting goals, can shift the entire course of your life. Success isn't accidental. It's not a gift or a lucky break. It's the result of repeated, intentional action. Those who achieved great things didn't rely on chance. They approached each day with purpose. Their goals weren't vague ideas. They were clear, practical, and written down. Each one was a step toward a future they could see. Writing down your goals does something powerful. You're not just making a list. You're making a promise to your future self. It's a declaration of intent. Goals aren't wishes, they're decisions. And when you follow through on them, they become your reality. The difference between mediocrity and mastery often comes down to one thing: reviewing your goals daily. Not every now and then, every single morning. Picture yourself doing this. You take out your journal or a notebook. You write down 3 or 4 key actions that matter most today. You picture them being completed. You feel the progress. You feel the pride. That simple morning habit doesn't just help you stay focused. It activates your subconscious mind. It puts your brain on alert for opportunities, blocks distractions, and gives you the energy to move forward. This isn't just motivation, it's how your brain works. The human mind is wired to seek goals. Give it a clear target, especially one backed by writing and visualization, and it begins working on your behalf. It filters information, influences your decisions, and sharpens your focus. It's like turning on an inner compass, always pointing you toward where you want to go. The people who use this method knew that breakthroughs don't come out of nowhere. They come from clarity, repeated every morning. Their achievements weren't bursts of genius. They were the result of structured, focused, daily habits. So what's stopping you from doing the same? You don't need to invent something world-changing. You just need to decide that your mornings matter. That before the day tries to take over your attention, you'll take charge of your direction. Write your goals every morning, not just the big long-term ones. The small, actionable steps you can take today. Ask yourself what needs to get done today. What single action will push you forward? And after writing, don't stop there, see it. Picture yourself completing it. See yourself sending that email, finishing that project, making that call, going for that walk, reading that page. The clearer the image, the stronger your motivation, because your subconscious can't tell the difference between imagination and reality. It responds to clarity, emotion, and repetition. That's why top athletes visualize success, why elite performers rehearse their best moments before stepping into the spotlight. You're no different. Your life is your performance space. So ask yourself again, what are your goals today? Are they clearly written? Are they actionable, specific, and meaningful? Or are they just ideas floating around? Waiting for the right time. Stop waiting. Create the moment. A daily goal-setting habit isn't just a tool, it's a statement. It says who you are and who you are becoming. These small decisions add up. One day builds on the next. Weeks become months, and before long, you've built something incredible. Not by luck, but through conscious effort. The future doesn't appear fully formed. It's created each morning in quiet intention with your pen and your vision. So begin as others did, with clarity, determination, and the decision not to drift. You already hold the power. Use it. Write your goals. Visualize their completion. Then step into the day and bring them to life. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in a successful life. It's a silent engine behind every achievement, the invisible push that turns effort into progress. And it begins the moment you open your eyes. Those early hours aren't just about getting started. They shape the energy you carry all day. Start your day with power and you set off a chain reaction. History shows us that the most productive people didn't get ahead by luck. They built momentum through action. Hour by hour, decision by decision. Their edge was simple, early morning focus. Long before the world stirred, they were already moving. They didn't just think about plans, they acted on them. Starting your day with intention builds speed. That first task, especially if it's challenging, becomes your launch pad. It sends a message to your mind. I'm in control. I make progress. And once you get that first win, the rest of your day starts to follow. You carry that sense of accomplishment like a light, energizing everything else you do. Now imagine the difference. One person drifts through the morning, eating in a rush, checking their phone, and feeling behind. Another wakes up with a plan, finishes their hardest task early, and walks into the day already winning. Who feels more confident? Who's better prepared to handle what's ahead? That's the power of momentum. Once it starts, it carries you forward with less resistance. And there's a reason for that. When you complete something meaningful early in the day, your brain rewards you. It releases dopamine, the chemical that drives motivation. You don't just feel accomplished, you feel capable. And that energy flows into everything else. Even routine tasks feel sharper. You move with clarity. And maybe most importantly, you feel lighter because you're no longer weighed down by something undone. Facing your biggest challenge early removes that pressure. You're free to focus, to engage fully, and to build forward motion. This is the simple, powerful truth. Your morning momentum determines your day's direction. Don't leave it to chance. Choose to move, to act, to begin strong, and everything else will begin to shift with it. Instead of starting your day with stress, replace it with a small, solid win. That simple shift moves you from a defensive mindset to an active, focused one. And that change can reshape how the rest of your day unfolds. Winning the morning isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's choosing action over hesitation. discipline over delay, momentum over worry. It's about creating consistent movement that eventually becomes your daily rhythm and in time your identity. One small act of courage in the early hours can ripple into major progress by evening. So ask yourself, what's your first challenge? Is it a difficult conversation you've been avoiding? A demanding project that needs deep focus? A workout that pushes you out of your comfort zone? Whatever it is, tackle it first, not later, not when things feel easier. First, because the truth is, waiting doesn't make hard things easier, it makes them heavier. The longer you avoid them, the more they drain your energy and attention. But when you face them early, you lift that burden off your shoulders and free up mental space. Let your morning be a message. I'm not waiting for motivation. I'm creating it. So that's it, because how you start determines how far you'll go. Your energy, focus, and drive all begin with a single decision. And the most powerful one is to start strong. Win the morning and you set yourself up to win the day. Life will challenge you, often without warning, but hidden in that truth is a gift. Each morning brings a new chance to build resilience. It's not just another sunrise, it's a chance to prepare your mind and body for whatever lies ahead. Few understood this better than one of history's great wartime leaders, who remained steady through some of the darkest hours the world has ever seen. His strength didn't appear overnight. It was built on discipline, focus, and a refusal to back down. His mornings weren't passive, they were intentional. He started each day not out of routine, but out of readiness for the weight of responsibility. Resilience isn't something only a few people are born with. It's a skill, a strength you develop every time you challenge yourself. And just like any skill, it grows through repetition. Every morning, you're given an opportunity to strengthen that inner resolve. Do you take it? Start by embracing small challenges with purpose. Take the cold shower. Go for a walk when staying still would be easier. Finish what you start. These may seem like minor acts, but they are powerful declarations to yourself. I am capable, disciplined, and willing to do the hard things others avoid. In discomfort, your strength is shaped. Those who are truly resilient don't wait for adversity to hit before preparing. They build their strength daily. When life throws something unexpected, they don't ask, why me? They ask, what now? That mindset shift is the core of mental strength. It's not about being untouched by struggle, it's about not breaking under it. Challenges aren't roadblocks, they're necessary steps on your path. When you start your day ready for whatever comes, you no longer resist difficulty, you transform it. So you watch the videos in your feed that you think aren't doable. You watch the videos that are unsafe. This is where character is built, not in comfort, but in perseverance. Make this your daily practice. Before the noise and demands of the world begin, take a moment with yourself. Breathe, reflect, ask, what can I do today to grow stronger? Then do it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It's already here. Whether it's a difficult decision, an uncomfortable task, or choosing patience over impulse, lean into it. Understand that resilience isn't found in dramatic acts. It's built through quiet choices. It's rising when staying down is easier. It's continuing when quitting feels tempting. It's holding steady when life tries to shake you. Success is never final and failure is rarely fatal. What counts most is the courage to continue. And that courage is cultivated every morning. It begins the moment you choose how to meet the day. The strength you develop early stands by you when things get hard. It reminds you who you are when life tries to make you forget. It won't remove difficulty, but it will make you ready. And when challenges do come, and they will, you won't fold, you'll rise already prepared. Because resilience will no longer be something you look for, it will be something you've built one morning at a time. Every morning you face a choice. Allow the day to shape you or use the morning to build strength. Choose the second. Let every sunrise be your opportunity to prepare. Let every challenge be part of your training. Let every bit of discomfort serve your growth. Resilience isn't something you find, it's something you create, day after day. Your beliefs shape your world. The results you achieve, the limits you perceive, and the challenges you face, they all begin in your thoughts. It's not the external world that defines your success. It's the beliefs you carry into each day. One of the most influential minds in history once said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. That simple truth holds the key to personal achievement. Success didn't come to him because he had more advantages. It came because he believed it was possible. Belief was the engine. Discipline was the steering wheel. Each day offers a blank page. And what you write on it starts not with action, but with belief. Before setting goals or diving into tasks, align your mind with the idea that success is possible, that you are capable. Start each morning by affirming that belief, not with empty words, but with conviction. Say it out loud if needed. I am capable. I am focused. I can succeed. I overcome challenges. I bring value. This isn't arrogance. It's alignment. You're aligning your inner reality with the life you want to create. Because if your mind is full of doubt and fear, it will quietly hold you back. But if it's filled with confidence and direction, it becomes your strongest ally. Morning affirmations aren't just motivational quotes. They are instructions to your subconscious. When spoken with emotion and repetition, they rewire your brain. They shift you from someone who hopes to someone who knows. Belief won't make things easy, but it will help you persist. It gives meaning to struggle and makes setbacks part of the process, not the end. When belief is strong, failure becomes feedback. You stop asking, can I? And start asking, how will I? Think of those who have left a mark on history. They were doubted, challenged, and criticized, but they had belief. And that belief, reinforced every morning, carried them through obstacles that would have broken others. They didn't just show up and work. They believed. And that belief powered their discipline. When you start your day with belief in yourself, you stop looking for outside approval. You stop waiting for perfect timing. You stop needing reassurance. Instead, you create momentum from within. You clear your thoughts and walk into the day with direction. The mind doesn't distinguish between imagined reality and actual experience. What you visualize and emotionally affirm, it accepts. So if you fill your mind with belief, your actions will follow. You'll see more opportunities. You'll stay committed. You'll resist giving up. But if you feed your mind with doubt each morning, you're planting weeds in the space where confidence should grow. Your morning is your mental training ground. It's where you decide the person you'll be and the life you'll build. Don't leave your future to chance. Claim it. Speak life into it. Declare your intentions with conviction. Let belief guide your steps, because in the end, your reality is not shaped by fate. It's crafted by belief. And belief starts with a decision. It's a choice you must make every single morning. So choose wisely, choose strength, choose clarity, choose to believe, and watch how your world transforms in response. Passion fuels remarkable achievement. And when you choose passion, your life and your world transforms in response. Passion fuels it's the quiet fire behind bold actions and meaningful pursuits. Without it, even the most carefully designed path can feel empty. But with passion, every moment gains meaning, every challenge becomes tolerable, and each morning becomes a new chance to rise. One of the world's most iconic creators didn't build his dream world with plans alone. He built it with vision, relentless drive, and passion that wouldn't quit. Before the amusement parks, the animations, or the legendary characters, there was simply a man with an idea, so vivid that no obstacle could silence it. His mornings weren't filled with hesitation, they were filled with purpose. Each day, he reminded himself of the joy and wonder he wanted to share with the world. You have that spark too. Maybe it's been buried under routine or dulled by the weight of responsibility, but it's still there, and each morning offers you the chance to reignite it. Ask yourself, why did I begin this journey? What vision once stirred my soul? What legacy do I want to leave behind? These aren't idle questions. They're the ones that reconnect you with what matters. Because when passion is nurtured, it has the power to transform even the most ordinary days into meaningful adventures. Before the demands of the day begin, take time to reconnect with your purpose. Revisit your dream. Say it aloud. See it in your mind. Remind yourself of the lives you hope to impact, the change you want to create, the story you're writing with each decision. Passion isn't always loud, It's often steady, quiet, and personal. But when you feed it daily, it becomes a driving force. It's what keeps you going when motivation fades. It's what gives meaning to effort, even on difficult days. Think of passion as a fire. Left alone, it dims. But tended to each morning, it grows stronger, spreading energy and light through everything you do. This is why your morning matters, not just for the goals you write down, but for the emotion behind them. Passion is the why behind the what. Setbacks will come. Long days will test you. But when your purpose is strong, those tests lose their power. You're not just working for a paycheck. You're building something with meaning. You're chasing something bigger than yourself. A famous creator once said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." And where does that courage begin? In passion, the kind you reconnect with every morning. So before the world gets loud, give yourself a few minutes. Reflect on your mission. Feel the emotion behind your goal. Let that feeling shape your attitude and guide your first step. Because when passion becomes part of your daily routine, it awakens a force that's real, powerful, and unstoppable. It will encourage you in moments of doubt. It will echo in your victories. It will make you more resilient, more focused, and more fulfilled. Every great story was fueled by passion, and yours is no different. Begin your mornings not just with tasks, but with meaning. Let passion pulse through your morning, stoke that fire, and let it move you toward your purpose. Because a life powered by passion is a life that can't be held back. Make it a commitment to learn something new each morning. In the quiet hours before the world stirs, you have the opportunity to grow. There is no better investment than the one you make in your own mind. And one of the most powerful habits you can build is the discipline to learn daily with intention, curiosity, and consistency. One of history's greatest leaders didn't rise from wealth or access. He rose from persistence. He spent his mornings reading, reflecting, and absorbing the ideas that would one day shape a nation. His insight didn't come from privilege. It came from practice. He understood that every morning was a moment to expand his thinking and sharpen his vision. You don't need grand resources to follow that path. What you need is the willingness to show up. Open a book, ask a new question, feed your curiosity. The world's best learners aren't defined by degrees. They're defined by how they think. They look at each morning and ask, what can I explore today? Whether it's a few pages of a book, a new skill, or a different perspective. When you choose to learn, you send a powerful signal to your mind, I am still growing. That mindset is your edge in a world that never stops changing. Learning in the morning doesn't just build knowledge, it builds focus, it sharpens your attention, it creates energy that drives the rest of your day. And most importantly, it keeps you humble. The learner's mindset knows that no matter how far you've come, there's always more to understand. Think of your mind like a blade. It dulls without care, but when you sharpen it every morning, it stays powerful, focused, and ready. With just a few minutes of learning each day, you become more effective in your work, more insightful in conversation, and more resilient in challenges. In today's world, adaptability isn't optional, it's essential. And learning is the foundation of that adaptability. The more you grow, the more you can shift when needed. The more knowledge you collect, the more confident you become in unfamiliar situations. Those who stop learning become stuck. Those who keep learning become unstoppable. So create the habit. Set aside 10, 15, even 20 minutes each morning. Choose your material, whether it's a biography, a new language, philosophy, or practical advice. Don't just read, engage. Take notes, reflect, apply. Let learning be a living part of your day. Growth isn't something that happens by accident. It happens in moments of quiet intention. Each morning, when you sit down to learn, you're shaping the person you're becoming. You're designing your future, one idea at a time. So ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I expand my thinking? What insight will I carry into the day? One of history's great minds didn't grow into greatness in one day. It was a result of daily learning, steady curiosity, and reflection. His mornings weren't spent on distractions. They were moments of transformation. Let your mornings be the same. Wake up not just your body, but your mind. Build the habit Embrace the mindset, and you'll watch each morning add new layers of strength, wisdom, and legacy. Because the person who learns every morning is the person who leads every day. Adaptability is what defines your strength during adversity. Life rarely follows the script. The unexpected doesn't check your calendar. It arrives without warning, and when it does, it demands your response. In those moments, it's not just power that carries you forward, it's flexibility. The ability to adjust, to bend without breaking, to move without losing focus is what separates those who thrive from those who stall. History shows us that successful people didn't win because everything went right. They won because they adapted when things went wrong. They didn't fight change. They adjusted to it and moved forward. They mastered this mindset. They understood that unpredictability isn't a threat, it's an opportunity, an invitation to grow, to adapt, and to rise. When markets shifted, trends faded, and crises emerged, they didn't collapse. They endured. Why? Because they trained themselves to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. They learned to see potential where others saw problems. Your morning routine should include this kind of training. Every morning isn't just a fresh start, it's preparation for the unknown. In the stillness of early hours, you can strengthen mental flexibility. Ask yourself, what might test me today and how will I respond with calm and clarity? Visualize yourself staying grounded through unexpected situations. Prepare not just for smooth success, but for resilience in the face of disruption. Adaptability starts with how you think. If you see change as a threat, you'll resist it. But if you see it as guidance, you'll welcome it. The most successful people don't just survive change, they use it. They don't cling to outdated plans, they adjust and create better ones, more in tune with the present. Teach your mind to recognize opportunity hidden inside difficulty. When something catches you off guard, pause, don't panic. Ask yourself, what lesson is here? What advantage might I find in this challenge? This way of thinking doesn't come naturally, it comes through practice. And the ideal time to practice is in the morning, before outside demands take over. Imagine stepping into your day ready not just for what you expect, but also for the unexpected. That's real strength. That's real freedom. When you train your mind to be adaptable, you stop dreading change, you start using it to your benefit, you stay light on your feet, you move with your environment, not against it. So make this part of your morning rhythm. Think about moments where you grew because things didn't go as planned. Write down one way you'll stay flexible today. Remind yourself, you don't need to control everything, you need clarity. With clarity of purpose and mindset, you can handle anything that comes your way. Life will keep testing you, plans will shift, people may let you down, circumstances will surprise you. But if you begin each morning with an open mind and a willingness to adapt, you won't just survive, you will evolve. Let challenges become your training ground. Let setbacks lead to comebacks. Growth comes through adaptability. And when you grow, you lead. When you lead through uncertainty, you become unstoppable. See change not as a threat, but as a lesson. Begin every day ready to adjust, to move, to rise, because adaptability doesn't just keep you going, it helps you thrive. And that's the true measure of lasting success. Gratitude is a mindset that shapes how you see your world. Your experience of life is determined less by what happens and more by how you interpret it. And gratitude is the lens that brings clarity, warmth, and meaning to that view. Start your morning by focusing on what's good, and you'll shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. A well-known leader once practiced this deeply. Even in the face of hardship and uncertainty, she focused on what remained true, beautiful, and worth appreciating. That habit didn't just boost her mood, it made her stronger. It gave her the foundation to lead with empathy, to speak with conviction, and to make a lasting impact. Her resilience was rooted in gratitude. You have access to that same strength. Before your day gets busy, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, what do I have today that I once wished for? What little things bring me peace or joy? What lessons have I gained from past struggles? These reflections reframe your experience, not as one filled with burdens, but as one rich with blessings. Gratitude is more than a momentary feeling. It's a way of seeing. When you focus on what's working, you retrain your brain to notice the good. You stop taking life for granted. You become more present, more grounded, more alive. And this mindset brings real benefits. Studies show that gratitude can reduce stress, improve sleep, and increase happiness. Why? Because it shifts your attention from what's missing to what matters. It silences the voice of self-criticism and awakens a deeper sense of calm. Gratitude also transforms relationships. When you genuinely appreciate the people around you, you deepen your connection. You listen with more care, you forgive more easily, and you show up with more kindness. Gratitude strengthens bonds because it reminds us that we're not alone and that others matter. Even setbacks lose their sharpness when viewed through this lens. A delay becomes patience. A failure becomes feedback. A challenge becomes a chance to learn. Gratitude rewrites the story. Make it part of your morning habit. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. They don't have to be big. Often the smallest things carry the most impact. A peaceful walk, a warm drink, a quiet moment. Let those thoughts guide your mindset for the day. Gratitude is magnetic. It draws more of what you focus on. And when you focus on what's already working, you naturally create more of it. So before your feet hit the floor, take a breath and give thanks. You may not be able to control everything around you, but you can choose how you experience it. Begin your day in gratitude, and you begin it from a place of power. And from that place, success comes more naturally. The world remembers those who take action. Great innovators didn't just dream, they acted. Every morning, they moved closer to their goals and created the legacies we now celebrate. Your actions today will define your future. Each morning, ask yourself, how will what I do today impact my legacy?
This conversation is about developing your superpower. In the beginning was the word. See, our parents give us our bodies and our facial features and our physical features, but God give us our voice. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God and dwelt among men. Our voice. Death and life is in the tongue. Most people speak more death than they do life. Our voice. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto you. Oh, come on now. Come on. Our voice. You want to change your life? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. When shall the kingdom of God come? The kingdom of God cometh not by observation. They shall say it's neither lo there, lo here. Behold, the kingdom of God. It's within you. It's within you. Woo, wow. Our voice, the kingdom is voice activated. That's why when you encourage someone, you stir up something in them. That's why when you speak, that you're able to ignite and release the kingdom of stories of greatness and potential and artistry, and enable them to expose themselves to a part of themselves that they can't go to by themselves, and that when you spoke, you exposed them to the kingdom of potential in them to live a larger life, to live the life that they were chosen to live their calling. A job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. Now, calling is something that you love it so much you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it. Most people are doing things just to get paid. Let me tell you something. When you do something that's you, it's a different kind of feeling. It's a different kind of experience. If you're ready to make money with your voice, with your story, with your knowledge, with your experiences, with things that you've seen, things that you have observed, I got to tell you this story. Listen, you won't believe this. This is going to blow your mind. You won't believe it, and you're going to believe it. It's shocking. It's a drop the mic moment. It's jaw dropping what I'm about to tell you right now. Just let some other people know and say, Les is about to say something that you're going to say, whoa, wow. I'm telling you, do it right now. Have somebody else. Listen to me. I will tell you this story. And I'm gonna find a way to make it work for you, all right? Okay, I thought it just dropped in my spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is primarily to men. Brothers, fathers, it's time to step up. Oh, some of you are. You provide and you protect, but far too many don't. My son, my oldest son, was working on his job. And there's a young lady that he knew that he was talking to, and a guy came by and spoke to her, and she didn't say anything. And so when she left from talking to my son, listen to me. This guy said to my son, "Hey, man, what's up with her? I've been trying to get a conversation with her, and she won't talk to me. She's ignoring me. She won't give me the time of day." And my son said, "I don't know." So when the guy walked away and she came back, because she moved deliberately, because she saw him coming over where my son and she was sitting. And so my son, Calvin, asked her, "Why did you move deliberately?" And this guy's saying he's been speaking to you, but you won't give him the time of day. You know what she said? "He is the father of our son. And because he's not involved, because he doesn't come around, he doesn't remember my face." Good God from Zion. Whoa! You can't make this kind of stuff up. You can't make this up. He's been absent. He's a sperm donor. You can't make this stuff up. He's not involved in his child's life. He's been away so long, so absent, he doesn't even remember the face of the mother of their child. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. You can't make that up. That's heavy. That's drop the mic. You know what Tyrone said? "You about to make me cuss, Mr. Brown." If you don't know Tyrone, it's a squirrel that's outside my window. He's taught me squirrely. He doesn't know how to speak English yet, but I understand it. You know, I've been in the house too long. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, this thing called life is just too much. It's just too much. As Jerry would say. See, part of being able to change what's looking back at you in the mirror is being around the right people. That's major. Being around the right people, having the right coach, the right mentor, having a different kind of environment, having different stuff coming in your ears. Nothing gets through except through the ears and the eyes. This is a time, this place where we are, you have to create a shift in your environment. You want to create an environment deliberately that sets you up to win. If you're ready to do that, so I'm ready to win. If you're hungry, see, the reason that I put in the work to change that guy that was looking back at me in the mirror, I was hungry to win. I was a father, a husband, I had car note and mortgage note. I was hungry to know the best part of myself that I did not see yet, and I was willing to invest in me to make that happen. I didn't have the money to do it, but I couldn't afford not to do it. See, sometimes when it comes to you, you got to become a no matter what person, that whatever it takes, that you're willing to do it. And part of that is to sacrifice. But when you start talking about how do I leave a legacy? How do I create a presence that when I die, that there will still be conversations beyond 2 weeks after I'm gone? A friend of mine died and somebody asked, hey, well, I haven't seen Marvin for a few days. Oh, Marvin's dead. He's dead. Yeah. How long he's been dead? Oh, man, about 6 months? Are you kidding me? I didn't know. You know why I didn't know? Because Marvin's life was so inconsequential. His presence was not missed. Now, most people, when they die, their presence will not be missed. But there's certain people, when they go, the word will go out. The word will go. John Lewis, oh, the word went out. Elijah Cummings, the word went out. These are bad brothers up in here. Aunt Boo Boo, Cicely Tyson, that's what we call her, Aunt Boo Boo. Cicely Tyson, when she took her last breath, the word went out. Her presence was felt. She made an impact. Those brothers made an impact with their lives. We're here to make a difference. Make an impact. If you're ready to make an impact, if you're ready to learn how to do that, to be around the right people, to be in a community of people that will introduce you to a part of yourself that you can't discover by yourself. If you're hungry, you gotta be hungry. And this place where we are right now, you wanna make it? Some stuff's about to happen. The bottom's about to drop out. With 47 million jobs being taken over by artificial intelligence. I saw online the other day, they had a robot jumping rope. I'm not making this up. A robot jumping rope, making salads, pouring drinks. Excuse me? I'm not making this up. This is the time you have to reinvent yourself to stay ahead of technology. This is the time you want to give yourself a competitive edge, because that's what you have to do. If you're around people who are on the same level that you are, who have not done what you've done, that you can't learn from, if you're around people who don't lift your spirit, people who don't inspire you, people who don't hold you accountable, people who don't challenge you, people that you can't learn by, you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. You around me, you learn how to earn $70,000 an hour or more. Why? Because of the relationship. People rub off on you. Sidney Poitier, I love to talk about him in the book called The Measure of a Man. When you go for a walk with somebody, something happens. Either they adjust to your pace or you adjust to their pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? And most of us have been adjusting to the pace of people below us, people who have no goals, people who have no dreams, people who are doing the same thing day in and day out. No sense of responsibility, no commitment to their children, no idea of building a vision and living from a life of legacy. When they die and they take their last breath, rather than leaving a legacy, they leave liabilities. Oh, help me, Lord. Can you believe that? This guy trying to have a conversation with a woman and ask my son, when he comes back over, why won't she talk to me? What's up with her? She's stuck up for something? And when my son asked her when she came back, when he left, what's up? What, you don't like him? Well, I know him very well. We had a baby together. And because he doesn't come around, because he never came back once I called him and said, I'm pregnant, he doesn't even remember how I look. And he's never seen his son, our son. I have nothing to say. Whew. As my mother would say, do Jesus. That's what Baby Brown would say. I think I'm gonna land this plane. My goal is, I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. I know that. He spared me so I can help people. It's not about me. And I'm grateful. Somebody asks, what do you want said about you when you go? I aspired to inspire until I expire.
Let me share something else with you, ladies and gentlemen. When you know within yourself that there's something you want to do, and I believe that all of us were born with a purpose, that all of us have something that we are supposed to do, that all of us have some goodness within us, and that goodness gives us a responsibility to manifest our greatness. And when you know that, you can feel it in your guts, and you know that you're deliberately operating below your potential. You've gotten comfortable. You stop expanding, you stop stretching, you stop challenging yourself. Let me share something else with you. Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary. It's necessary that you have it, that you work on it, that you develop yourself, that you go for what is yours in the universe. I have a friend that at the beginning of the year, I was in Los Angeles giving a speech, and I do a seminar teaching people how to become involved in the speaking business, and also one called Speaking with Power, teaching people how to begin to develop their communication skills. And this friend, I said, I want you to work with me. I called her up. She said, Les, are you sure I can do it? Sure you can. You have a PhD in communications. I don't have that. If I can do it, sure you can do it. In fact, I'm going to give you the support that you need. Here's what I realized, ladies and gentlemen. We only have enough energy to take us to a certain level, but it's necessary that we assemble ourselves with other people who share our vision, other people that can see it for us, to give ourselves a home court advantage. So it's necessary that you seek out other people who think like you, who are growing, who've decided that they are not satisfied with where they are. See, I don't believe that necessity is the mother of invention. No, necessity, in my opinion, is not the mother of invention. Refusing to accept things the way that they are is the mother of invention. When you decide, I'm not going to settle for this, this is not going to be it for my life, I deserve more than this. See, that will start making you do some stuff. See, a lot of people go to work every day miserable, and all they do is just talk about how miserable they are, but they don't do anything about it. So I was telling her that I knew she hated her job with a passion. I said, you can do this. You got more going for you than I have going for me. And we've been going through this for years, ladies and gentlemen. She'd been to my seminar speaking for a living. She brought her husband, and that was one of the major problems that I realized that happened in her life. He couldn't see it for her. So you got to make sure that you have people in your life that can see it for you, that will encourage you. Non-affirming relationships can hurt you. And I talked to him. I said, you know, I don't have anything to do with your marriage. He said, you and I are good friends, and she and I are good friends. And I'm not taking sides. I said, but if you can't see it for her, don't tell her that. Just give her some support. What if you're wrong? It's possible, man, that if I'm doing it, she can do it. Well, you're different. How are you going to tell me that? You've seen her speak. She's got great speaking skills. Don't underestimate her. You don't know. You got a great woman here. But you see, people who can't see it for themselves can't see it for you. He was happy. So I said, will you do it with me? I said, I'm going to give you the support you need. You can't do it by yourself. I will stand with you. She said, you will? I said, yes. I'm going to make you a part of my seminar. You'll do a part of it and I'll do a part of it. Speaking with power. She said, okay. 3 days later, ladies and gentlemen, I got an emergency call at my office. It was from her husband. He called and said, tell Les Brown that Marion is dead. I said, oh no. When I was flying there to go to the funeral, and I remember the last time that I saw her, and I had some of her papers that I had gotten inadvertently confused with mine, and I took them home. And I was searching through these papers to do one of her works. She was a prolific writer. And what got me, what was so sad that made me begin to cry, was that there were poems that she had started that were profound poems, great thoughts that she didn't complete. Plays that she had started that she didn't complete. See, that poem was given to her. I can't finish that for her, nor can you. That play, whatever the outcome that she had envisioned, that she had imagined, was given to her. Only her. And she's the channel that was going to come through. You are here, and you are the vessel, you are the outlet for the universe, that you've been selected. There's something for you to do. I believe all of us have some purpose for being here. And as I was going to the funeral, and I was reading a newspaper that said that millions of people are dying because of what they're eating, talking about their diet. And I'm sure that it was Marion talking to me, whispering, saying, Les, the next time you speak, so that even more are dying because of what's eating them. When the challenges of life come your way, you've got to find ways to increase your sense of self-appreciation, because if you don't, you're bombarded with negative stuff every day that beats you down, and you will find yourself unconsciously engaged in self-destructive behavior. If you don't program yourself, life will program you. So you want to have an agenda for your life. It's necessary that you have some direction for your life. A friend at the National Speakers Convention gave us a presentation, and it really struck me. He was talking about when he was traveling across Europe, Warren Gresham, and he said at different points, soldiers would wake them up on their journey and ask them the question. And I posed this to you. The question was, where have you been? Why are you here? And where are you going? And that's what I ask you. Where have you been? Where have you been up to this point? You look at your life. You look at what you produce. Is it giving you what you want? Are you living on purpose? Are you living your dream? Are you acting on your ideas? Are you doing all you can do? Have you gotten comfortable? Are you procrastinating? Are you evading your own greatness? Are you surrounding yourself with people that can nourish you? Are you challenging yourself? Are you experimenting? Are you learning something different? Is your life an adventure, or is it boring? Where have you been? Why are you here? What brought you here? Investing the time, the money. What brought you here? And where are you going? What is it that you can get out of this session, out of this lecture? That when you leave here, rather than this just being a spectator event, that you got some idea, some dream, that you might have to go back and brush it off and look at it again and say, I've got to do this. This is my stuff. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is why I showed up. Where are you going with your life? What decisions are you making right now as you look into the future? Are you experimenting to find out what other talents and abilities that you have? See, we're in a time right now. The day is gone where you could just go to college and get out and get a job and work 30 or 40 years with job security and retire with a gold watch. The gold watch days are gone. Brand new day, party's over. So now you have got to be multi-talented and multi-skilled. You've got to use all your stuff. You don't know what else you can do. I didn't know I can do what I'm doing right now. It's necessary that you stretch and challenge yourself and say, let me see. I started out as a trainer. I'm a trainer. That's what I am. That's what my expertise was in. And then I decided, let me see, can I speak? And then I discovered, hey, I can do that. What if I hadn't tried to do that and just been satisfied with just being a trainer, with a limited vision of myself? And then after training, and then I said, well, maybe I can go into business for myself. And I started speaking, going into business for myself. Well, maybe I could train other speakers and teach them how to go into business for themselves. See, you want to have a backup plan. You want to have other strategies for yourself. In case this doesn't work out, you got something else going over here. You don't want to ever put yourself in a situation where you have a limited vision and you're only using a limited amount of your talents, of your skills, and of your abilities. And I'm saying to you, it's possible you've got some talents, some ideas in you, your ability to do some stuff that you haven't even discovered yet. And I'm suggesting that it's necessary that you get outside of your comfort zone. It's necessary that you develop some new relationships where you can learn from people. It's necessary that you do reading, that you do research. It's necessary, if you're already involved in some business, that you don't be satisfied with where you are. If you want to make it today, it's necessary for you to constantly look at ways of getting better. Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, and it's necessary for you to challenge yourself to go after it and get better and leverage relationships that can help you get to where you want to go, but it's you. The major key to your reaching your dream, your living up to your greatness, your making your contribution is you. If the economy is good, fantastic. If the banks are loaning money, that's great. If people are positive, that's great. You don't have any opposition, that's great. But the major key to your making things happen in your life is you. When I wanted to get on public television, you know, they told me, you can't do that. So wait a minute, I've seen these other people on. It's possible I can get on. Leo Biscaya, John Bradshaw. It's possible. Hold time out. Let's be realistic. Come on, be logical. I said, well, wait a minute, why can't I do it? Let's look here. Think about guys who have credentials, all kind of credentials. You don't have any college training. They're not gonna put you on television. Give me a break. I said, thank you for that. God love you, and I'm trying. And went on about my business, you hear me? Let me tell you something. What people think about you and the possibilities for your dream is none of your business. That's their business. They have no imagination, ladies and gentlemen. They're living out of the past, out of their memory. Their attitude is it can't be done because they haven't seen it. They're judging according to appearances. The people that are going to make it in the future, the people that are making it today, let me share something with you. History is being read, but it's also being written by people with imagination. So I went to the next mode, necessary to start talking to people and seeking and asking for what I wanted and leveraging relationships and trying to find out how do the people do it that went ahead of me? How do they do it? And then what is it I need to do? How is it I need to train myself, to develop myself? What's the resources that will be required in order to make it happen? And as I start seeking out and asking questions, I started running into people that I know someone who can help you do that. And they helped me get connected with those people. Remember, we have so much energy that can take us so far. It's necessary that you hook up with some other energy that can take you to the next level. I hooked up with them. They said, let's go. I said, away we go. And guess what? Here we are. I love it. You want your stuff? It's necessary you take responsibility for it, that you make it happen, that you don't give up, that you don't take any objection or disappointment or defeats personally, that you keep on keeping on, that you don't decide that I can't make it because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, that you realize that's a part of the program. And here's something you've got to resolve. Say this to yourself every day. See, as long as you're breathing, you got a shot at your dream. That's the way I resolve. Say this, please. It's not over until I win. You got that right. It's not over till I win. Not over till I get through. It's not over till I get over. Not over till I get what I want. Door can't open today, look out. I'm gonna come back and take the hinges off. That's how you gotta do that. You've got to have that kind of courage, that type of determination. If you wanna make it happen, it's you. That you've got to take personal responsibility to make it happen. That you have got to own what it is that you want to do. If it's taking care of your well-being, if it's making a difference in our school system, if it's working with senior citizens, if it's to protect our ecology, if it's to create an economic renaissance, if it's just to take yourself to another level, it's you. You've got to make that happen. We can point out many things that can make it inconvenient or can slow us down, but ultimately, it's on us.
Don't knock on an open door. I wish someone had said that to me years ago. Years ago. Because for a long period of time, I was seeking answers, trying to find success. Going through all types of self-discovery processes, putting a lot of time and energy, searching to discover myself, looking for ways in which I could be able to provide for my family, be able to take care of my mother, be able to do something that was me. Listen to me. Do something that was me. Something that I loved, something that gave my life a sense of significance, something that I would enjoy doing 7 days a week, something that I love so much that I would do it for nothing. But because I love it so much, I would always want to do my best at it because it's something that I do. It's who I am, and I just want to be awesome at it. You have something like that? My cousin Boo, who made his transition, he loved to cook, so he cooked. He cooked, and boy, when he cooked, when Boo cooked, angels stopped flapping their wings. And I said, uh-oh, Boo's in the kitchen. Y'all stop that, Gabriel. Y'all need to hush back there. Boo cooked it, don't interrupt now. Boy, Boo can cook. Oh my goodness, I miss him so much. And stop knocking on an open door. All my life, when I look back, because I did not recognize and use my gift in a different way. I didn't value it. And you know why I didn't value it? Because I didn't believe in it. I did not believe in it. And as a result, I did not use it. I did not use it to serve at a higher level, to make a greater impact. And because I did not use that which was me, I paid a price. I ended up doing things that it was not me. Working on jobs, it was not me, and I knew it. I just go in there to make some money. We were born to do a special work. You were born to do a special work. You are here for a reason, to do the greater work. Not just work for a living, but to make a difference with your life. And it just got me just reflecting, Mr. Leroy Washington, who had an impact on my life, and I got a call that Patsy, his oldest daughter, passed. I remember Patsy, wonderful, wonderful young lady. And I just thought about the fact that we all have an expiration date. All of us are going to leave here. Nobody has figured out how to get out of here alive. And so, stop knocking on an open door, Athea Grant said to me. And I'm about to do an event with her in the UK virtually. Let us be clear. I spoke in Hong Kong last night, and China, and several other countries with Kim Wee virtually. It was fascinating. All the tools we need in order to become successful. In fact, I should be able today, I might get a recording of the last time I was there, and I will share that with you. It was quite an incredible, magnificent experience. But here's what it's very important, is to take the time and ask, what is it that I love most? And what is it that people compliment me on that I might have dismissed, that I might have not thought was no big deal to me because it came so naturally, it came so easily. That is my gift, that's my superpower, but I dismissed it. What is that? What does that look like? For years, I did not recognize that my ability to communicate, to reach people, to make people feel good, to inspire them, to uplift them, to give advice, to make them laugh, to motivate them, I didn't think that was no big deal. I just did that, like sleeping, making people laugh, selling wolf tickets while shooting pool, playing chess, playing bid whist, playing cards. No big deal. I didn't recognize that, I didn't value it. I'm saying to you, live your life being present to who you are and what your superpower is, and we have all the tools that we need to monetize it, to make it work for us. And I'm saying, don't be a volunteer victim. You've got something. You came here with something. You were chosen. God don't choose people who don't have anything going for them. There's something you have going for them. You just haven't discovered it yet. Just like me, I had a lot going for me, and for a period of time I went unemployed. For a period of time I went from being fired from one job to the other, as opposed to hiring myself, because I didn't know what I had going for me. I didn't know. And so because I didn't know, I didn't take the time to discover that. I didn't invest any time, any money, any energy, any effort to cultivate that. I didn't ask those questions. Why are you here? What are you supposed to do? How do you take that which you say that you want to do and find a way to monetize it? See, that whole thing about, Adam, where are you? Where are you? Life is a question, and how we answer the question is the answer. Where are you, Les, in relationship to who you know you should be and what you should be doing, and what are you going to do about it? I talked about Tennessee Williams, who said there comes a point in your life when you look in the mirror and who's looking back at you realizes that's all you're ever going to be. Wow, what a blow, what a punch in the gut. So fortunately, I didn't settle. There was something that was restless in me, something that said there's got to be more. Have you ever asked yourself that? There's got to be more than this. It's gotta be. And I kept seeking, I kept working at it and working on the possibility of how I can reshape and redesign my life. Because the one that I was living wasn't me. and he had to go. That's why Paul said, I must die daily. That all of us know the moments in our lives that there are parts of us, that character's got to get out of here. That does not work for me. It might work for somebody else, but that does not work for me. But for a period of time, I did not use my gift until, and don't let it take you this long. I mean, my real gift. I was 37. That's a delay. My real gift. I was able to become a disc jockey, and that was good. I enjoyed that. I love that. I can be a disc jockey now. And I enjoyed being a state legislator. But speaking and motivating people, my real gift, my superpower that I used last night when they brought me on the Zoom before an audience of thousands of people, that's the voice. That's the one. That's the Les Brown. That's his power voice. Why? Because I'm in my power. I was doing what I was supposed to do. I came here to motivate. I came here to inspire. I came here to uplift spirits. I came here to give people a larger vision of themselves. You came here to do something. You came here to make a difference. You came here to live an impactful life. You came here to leave the world in better shape than how you found it. Yes. You came here to allow people to know that what they have experienced, the abuse that they have gone through, does not have to define them. You came here as a guide, as a light, to help people use the steps and the process and the mindset that you had to navigate and bring themselves out of the valley. Yeah, you came here for something. Yeah, because you decided that what you went through would not define you. You decided that.
How to unleash our greatness? It is a great question. So how can we help people to do that?
I think that the people that are discovering how to unleash their greatness are people who have the mental resiliency and the courage to face failure, that you will fail your way to greatness. That most people allow their fear of failure, 80% allow their fear of failure to outweigh their desire to succeed. When you're willing to fail again and again and again, when you make up your mind to become unstoppable, when you make up your mind to become a no matter what person, then that will then give birth to a part of yourself that you don't know right now. And maintaining a spirit of optimism and challenging yourself and learning from your mistakes. Understand that the setback is a setup for a comeback. You have comeback power. As a friend of mine named Willie Jolly would say, that the things that you experience when you win. I used to be a state legislator in Columbus, Ohio. When I won a debate and got legislation passed, I won because of what I knew. When I lost a debate, I lost because of what I didn't know. And so now I had to go back to the drawing board and study harder to come back again and to challenge my opposition.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I would love to know, because you mentioned courage. According to you, can we develop that? Can we develop?
Yes, courage can be developed, absolutely. And there are things that will help you to do that by putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Sometimes life will force you to become courageous. And so it's there that most of us don't develop our courage muscle. Case in point, that I've had the challenge, and I'm watching my languaging, of dealing with the fear of claustrophobia, of being closed in. And I had to have an MRI. And so I'd never had one before. So the first time I came, they had about 4 or 5 females in the room. They said, "Are you afraid?" When they opened the door, I looked at them and said, "No." I was terrified. But I developed my courage. But the first time they closed the door, I started knocking and said, "Hey, let me out, let me out." And then I had to call a friend of mine to calm me down. And he said, "Les," he said, "cancer is a thief. Let them find it before it becomes a murderer." He said, "Focus on the outcome, not on the process." And so the way that I handle fear is I don't focus on what is it that's terrorizing me. I focus on what is it I want to accomplish. And I see myself achieving the victory. I see myself living from the dream, living from that place that I'm reaching for in my mind. Einstein said the imagination is the preview of what's to come. And so we can bypass the things that will cause us to be afraid by looking at and being focused singly on the things that we're going for.
Yes. And I would like to have your point of view about something. When people are setting up big goals, sometimes they have big fears in doing that. So do you think we have to keep our big goals, or we have to lower the goals, or lower the action, lower the comfort zone?
We're living in an incredible time that there's nothing that we can't do.
Yeah.
We're living in a time where we have, in our lifetime, seen someone go from prisoner to president of a country in South Africa, Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Where President Barack Obama, raised in a single-family household, an African-American male, became the most powerful man in the world.
Yeah.
So what we know is that anything's possible, and we must challenge ourselves. The only reason that most of us don't accumulate a level of achievement in our lives, one, most people end up aiming low. That's what I did most of my life, that most people fail in life, not because they aim too high and miss. Most people fail in life because they aim too low and hit. And that's what I did. I was a disc jockey. I was very satisfied. I achieved a level of professionalism and mastery in that area. And then someone challenged me and said, you can do more. And it took him 14 years to convince me to become this person that you now see. This person that you now see, this voice, which I consider my power voice, I had absolutely no idea that this person existed. But there are sometimes in life, someone can take you to a place within yourself where you can never go by yourself. And he saw something in me. And sometimes you have to believe in somebody's belief in you until your belief kicks in.
And what do you say to someone who are saying, oh, nobody around me are believing in me?
And that's okay. If you have that, that's great. If you don't have it, it's okay. I, for years, read books of people who I didn't know, but I considered them as my personal mentors. I studied Winston Churchill, who said, the truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but at the end, there it is. I studied Earl Nightingale, who said, all of us get in life what we are, not what we want. All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. So I studied these people, and they mentored to me. I feel their spirits. I surrounded myself in my bed with their books and their audio, and my imagination, and listening to their audio programs. Yes. So how much does a library card cost? It's free in the United States. I don't know what in your country. So I suggest that you spend time working on yourself. Study the high achievers. I did that to find out how did they get there. I studied the life of Frederick Douglass, who said we won't get everything that we fight for, but everything we get, it will be a fight. And so as you study these people and imagine yourself in their position, and in your mind's eye, say to yourself, as I did, if they can do it, I can do it. They put their pants on one leg at a time. They breathe air just as I do. And so I believe that what you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. What we think about, we bring about. When you train your mind to serve you by reading a minimum of 20 to 60 pages a day, listening to audio programs, writing goals down, reading them 3 times a day, you're literally creating a new mental blueprint and imagining and seeing yourself already living from the goal. You begin to do some things that most people look at it and see as magical.
Yeah, great. And do you advise to read a lot of biography?
Yes, I love to read the biographies of people because I wanted to know what is it that helped to develop their thinking, their character, their philosophy, their whole approach to life. What are the things they went through? What are the things that challenged them? What are some of the things that I can learn and glean from their life that will help me to get to that next level? It's very informative to look at the whole person as opposed to a slice of their lives.
I want to make a difference in the, for youth. Do you think it could be a powerful idea to help youth to read biography?
It is very important that they read biographies.
Yeah.
I did that as a young person, absolutely, because I was in, I'm a twin, and so my twin brother was always held up in my face, and I was taunted. I was called the DT, the dumb twin. And so I wanted to prove that I was not dumb. It just takes me longer to learn things than most people. And so I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., of Winston Churchill, of people that I admired, of Paul Robeson. And by reading and studying their careers, it gave me some clues. Success leaves clues, and so it gave me some keys to things that would become part of my life that would help me to become successful in the area that I had chosen.
At the beginning of your journey, did you had believe that the fact that you are black could be a disadvantage at the beginning?
At the beginning, I thought that that would be a factor for me. My mentor said, Les, don't focus on your paint job, focus on where you're going once again.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on where you're going. It became a factor in a variety of situations, but to my advantage. And what I mean by that, it gave me a strength and an advantage to motivate and inspire audiences. When a Tony Robbins or a Joel Osteen or a Brian Tracy, a Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, these are my friends, go into a primarily white audience, and 99.9% of my audience is Caucasian, and say, you have the power to live your dreams. People look at them and say, if he can do it, I can do it. But when I come in and say, you have greatness within you, you have the power to live your dreams, they look at themselves and look at me and say, if he can do it, I know I can do it, and they leave their running.
Yeah.
So that's an advantage I have.
I think so.